Hi everyone. All right, today I am going to be painting on this bottle. It's just something I found at a craft store over the weekend on clearance for $2. So I thought, yeah, I'll pick that up and play around with it. Excuse me. I've got Ranger inks and Sailboat Blue, Laguna, and Pistachio, however you happen to say it. This is undiluted Pinata brass, nothing added to this. It's just poured straight out of the brass bottle, and 99% isopropyl alcohol. I don't know if I'll be using them much or not, but I've just got a selection of brushes here of different sizes and things in case I need to use them to help spread the inks out any. I don't know how much I'll actually be using it, but I have my 500 watt Revlon styling brush hair dryer with the brush attachment removed, sitting here just in case. Sorry, trying to drag the cord over. Just in case I end up needing to use it to dry a spot a little more quickly. But I'm not really planning on using it very much, and probably wouldn't have to use it at all. It's just if I get sort of impatient and want to dry something more quickly. I have not done anything on glass in quite a while, so we'll see how this goes. I'm a little wary of this today. I'm hoping I've got the camera angle good enough for you all to be able to see this. I'm not sure how much of a tutorial this will be. It's probably going to end up being more of a me playing around video than actually teaching you all anything. So, but maybe you can pick up some tips from it. Yeah, trying to figure out. I don't want it to be like straight, like going, you know, just around the bottle in straight lines. So, and yeah, I'm definitely here. This is just a little plastic, I don't know, I think it's a shot glass or something that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I'm gonna use that to put a little alcohol in, because I am definitely, I thought about, let me try this. Yeah, as you can see, I'm totally experimenting here. Just messing around. I have not tried to paint on something like this, a bottle like this before, so I've not been sure how it's gonna go. I did clean this first with some of my isopropyl, just to get any fingerprints and dust or debris or anything like that from sitting in the store, just to get that off of it. I'm not too worried right now if this runs. I mean, I'm at the very beginning. There'll be a lot more stuff going on here that's going to blend and mix and reactivate some spots. I'm going to try and keep it down below the sort of the, there we go, the bend, where the neck of the bottle starts. So we'll see. But I did put on gloves today because I was a little concerned about the amount of ink I was probably likely to get on my hands. And while, you know, I don't mind getting a few drops of ink on my hands, I don't particularly want to have them coated in it either. So I am putting on gloves today. I have, those of you who watch my videos regularly know it's been almost a week and a half, I guess, since I posted a video. The part of the reason is just sheer frustration. I mean, and I've just been very, very tired. I'm just going through some stuff right now, and I'm just exhausted and tired from not sleeping, and it's just, you know, everything will be fine. It's not any big deal. It's just kind of messing with my moods. So, but anyway, part of it, and I apologize, this is one of the reasons I have not done a video, is because I was afraid it was going to turn into a rant. I've actually done a couple of paintings that I have not done I knew I was going to have to do voiceovers on them, and I haven't done them because I didn't know if I could not go on a rant. So I may just take this opportunity to rant just a little bit. I'll try not to. I mean, those of you who watch me a lot, I mean, you all know, at least I hope you do. I mean, I'm a very friendly, outgoing kind of person. Love people, love talking to you all, answering your questions and stuff. Where the problem comes in, and does not apply to 99.999% of you. It really doesn't. But when I'm just sort of feeling frustrated with other things anyway, it gets rather difficult for me when I'm getting multiple questions, you know, about what kind of paper do I use and what kind of tool is that I'm using for the air source. And I mean, as most of you all know, and unfortunately the ones who need to hear this are the ones who are probably not listening to the video now. But as you all know, I tell you at the beginning of almost every video. I mean, especially now, when I first started out, I might not have been as diligent about doing that. I didn't know anything about doing videos. I was new to alcohol inks. When I started making these videos, just had so many people asking me to do them from Facebook groups I belong to, because they wanted to know how I did my techniques, you know, that I just decided, well, I'll make some videos. Didn't expect to ever get I mean, it was like a major dream to think about getting even 100 subscribers. You know, just when I got there, it totally shocked me that there were that many people who were even willing to watch my videos. So, I, you know, at the beginning may not have been as good as I should have about listing the exact things that I used. I tried to, but I know that I probably missed some of them anyway. So some of those videos, that doesn't bother me as much. What really bothers me is when I know, 100% know, because I have actually gone back and checked on several videos. I know that I said what I used, what the hairdryer was, what colors of inks I used, what type of paper I used, and yet I still get questions where people are asking me that because they don't want to actually take the time to listen to the, you know, first 2 minutes of the video. And I get other questions that are answered almost always in the videos. And I know, and I'm sorry, because it's not those of you all who are listening to this video now. I guess I just needed to vent a little bit because it's really hard to, I guess, read some of the things where people are just really blatantly showing that they didn't watch the video at all. And that's very frustrating to me. So, you know, because if you can't even take time to watch a tutorial, how can you convince me that you even care about learning about this? Because, I mean, as most of you all know, all the way through my videos, I'm always saying, you know, this is what I'm doing here, and this is what I'm doing there. And, you know, if this happens, try this, or a lot of different things, because you just never know when I'm going to say something. And those of you who really want to learn, you all watch my videos. I mean, I know that you all watch my videos, because otherwise you wouldn't be learning anything. I mean, you wouldn't, I'm not saying I'm the only one out there. I know there are other fantastic artists that you all watch too, but just saying, you know, it's, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so just, I'm just tired, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of, I'm feeling very down and very tired and really missing home. It's never easy to be away from home, but with, you know, our grandson, who is now 10, we miss him terribly. And then we've also got our new granddaughter, who is 8 months old now. And, you know, just, it's very difficult to be away from them for months at a time. But anyway, that just kind of adds to emotional exhaustion, I guess. See, I'm so just kind of tired and out of it today that I don't even remember what I was saying. I'm going to try to do a video sometime, hopefully in the next week or so, that really is just going to be a this is my materials that I use video. Not going to be a painting done on it or anything. It's just going to be, this is what I use. You know, so that I can start, just when people ask me some of this stuff like that, I can just say, you know, watch this video. And hopefully that'll answer pretty much all of their questions. But I doubt it. So, there really are always questions about this. I mean, I have questions occasionally, and I don't know everything about working with alcohol inks. I get a lot of questions where people are saying, well, will this work? I have no idea because I've never tried it. And a lot of times the only way to know if something will work, actually pretty much all the time, but is to try it. Just, you know, don't be afraid to experiment with your inks. I have people asking if you can use inks with acrylic paints. If you can paint over top of your inks, yes, you can. Yeah, I would recommend sealing them first with the Camar varnish. But yeah, there's no reason you can't paint over top of them with acrylic ink because it's water-based, so it's not going to reactivate your inks. But there are questions that I get that I honestly do not know. And I can't even think of one right offhand now, but occasionally they're kind of like, wow, how did you even think of that? But whoever, you know, whatever the question or issue is, the person should just give it a try, because that's what I would have to do to tell you all whether it would work or not, is just to try it out. And sometimes it's really something that I'm not interested in trying out, so, or I don't have the equipment. I don't make near enough off of YouTube to be able to get some of the equipment that I would need for some of the things that people have asked me about. So, but anyway, I'm sorry. Hell, I'm just in a mood. I probably shouldn't have even started doing a video, but that's been part of my problem for the last week, not doing videos, because I've just been in a mood. And I don't know. I'll get over it. I always do. Sometimes life just gets you down, gets the better of you. But then things always get better. So I will be just fine. So on this, let me say something besides just being cranky for a minute. I mean, you can see I stopped putting down the alcohol much. I'm just putting down the ink and kind of trying to dab it in. it was putting the alcohol on with the colors that I chose. It just almost made it too pastel. And I want it to be very translucent, but I don't want to like not even see the colors. So I think my, what was that one? Laguna. The Laguna and the Pistachio are almost too close color-wise. They're very, very similar in color. I was hoping they would be just a touch different. I mean, they are a touch different, but I was hoping they'd be a touch more different. So I could see a little bit more difference in them. So I'll probably be going back and adding a little more of the blue. Add a little more of the Sailboat Blue in a spot or two. So for those of you who are watching, please feel free to, you know, help answer some of the questions that people have, because I know a lot of you all know the answers just as well as I do. And, you know, it doesn't bother me in the least. In fact, I think it's great when some of my viewers actually answer questions for people, because it takes some pressure off of me. Life is just really busy. I mean, those of you who are new and who haven't watched many of my videos just may not even be aware of. I mean, I do homeschool. I'm raising 2 granddaughters, and I do homeschool them because we travel so much with my husband's job. It was recommended to us years and years ago, when the girls came of school age, that in their situation it was better to not break up our family unit. Because of my husband, he is frequently out of town for no less than a month at a time. And a lot of times it's, 5 and 6 months at a time. And, that was recommended, that it just, probably was not going to be the best thing for the girls if we sort of split up our family unit to where he was gone all the time, just to enroll them in public school. So, and that was from a psychologist. That was not just a recommendation from some random person. This was a psychologist that I trust. So that was what I decided to do. However, I got way off the point there, but it does take up a lot of my time. And it takes more time than people realize who don't make videos. It takes more time than people realize to actually to do the videos. It's not the making the video itself, it's not doing the painting that takes so long. It's the getting it stitched together and editing and getting it saved. And if you have to do a voiceover, well, there's however long the video is, you've got to sit there and talk for that amount of time after you've spent that much time doing the video, and getting it uploaded. And which, the uploading it takes a while, but it doesn't take out of my time. However, it does take away from my phone, which I sometimes need. So I have to be sure that I can plan an upload at a time when I'm not going to be needing my phone for anything, because I can't use it while my video's uploading. But there's just, some people, very, very few of you, please do not be offended. I'm not trying to offend anyone. Just like I said, it just kind of was feeling the need to get some things off my chest. But some people seem to think that I can just be a personal tutor on here, and I just can't. That's not the reason that I started doing these videos. That's just not something that I have time to do I get emails and private messages from people that are just more than I can absolutely deal with. That it gets really frustrating trying to, because I want to help everyone. I truly think that everyone can learn this. I don't think there's any reason that anybody can't learn to do this. It just takes practice. Some people are not willing to put in the practice that it takes. And there's only so much that I can tell you about how to do it. It involves doing it yourself, and to be able to really understand some of the motions involved and exactly how to hold your hair dryer. I can give you tips for that and tell you what I do, but it's not going to be perfect until you work on it yourself. But I do get way too many emails from people who think that I can really, truly, like, tutor them over an email. And I can't do it. It's too much for me. I don't have time to do it. And that's not, something that I want to try to do, because, like I said, it's too time involved. I mean, I just can't, because I have a life. We're raising children. We're just, we have family life. And so it gets, like I said, too time consuming. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm going to even post this or not. I may end up just doing a quickie voiceover on this, because I have been griping far more than I should have. And I'm not really griping. I understand people needing help, and I do want to be able to help. I wish I could help everyone. It's the people who, I don't even know how to put it. It's that are just not willing to put in the time that it takes to learn to do this. That frustrate me. That don't even want to spend the extra minute or so that it would take in watching a video to find out what kind of supplies that I'm using. And I guess part of it for me is I don't understand that. When I want to learn something, I pay very close attention to what the person who's doing the video is saying about what they do. I listen and I watch, and I know that most of you all do. So like I said, I'm sorry. I'm sure I'm going to get thumbs down, and I'm probably going to lose viewers over this one. But like I said, I'm tired, and I'm frustrated over some things. And so, when you get that way, things that might not bother you quite as much suddenly turn into huge deals when they really shouldn't. So I apologize. You guys are just catching the edge of my crankiness right now. So, but I've started, and let me apologize to you all who do listen to my videos, because I've started trying to make sure in every single video, for many videos now, that I say specifically, this is the paper I'm using, this is, what the tool is that I'm using to move the inks, this is the brand, this is the colors, this is everything that you need to know. The brass is not diluted. Oh my gosh. I get that question beyond measure. Crazy amounts on different videos, in private messages and emails. And I try to remember to say that in every video, and I know some of you all are probably really sick of hearing it. So, but I mean, because I get asked that so often, that's one of the things that I try to make sure that I let people know in every video. It is that about the brass being diluted is definitely up there in probably the top 3 most asked questions. So I'm sorry to those of you all who are listening and have to hear the same things over and over again. But I know there are a lot of people who are new and who haven't seen maybe some of the newest videos yet where I'm talking about or am saying that the brass is not diluted. So I am trying to mention that in every one. That pistachio does not want to show up good on there. So anyway, I'm sorry. I hate even hearing myself being like this because I know I'm just being cranky. So to those of you all who haven't gotten sick of listening to me gripe already and decided to watch something else or mute me, thanks for listening. Thanks for letting me vent for a little while. Excuse me. You can see where I keep, well, I don't know if you can see it or not, I'm getting it down on my little pad too much, and it's rubbing some of the ink off of the bottom there, which doesn't make me happy. But the bottle gets heavy, just holding it in my hand here, so I keep setting the edge of it down on the padding. I'm trying to keep the brass from running too far. I don't want it to get just out of control. And I'm sort of trying to go along natural veins where the color has met another color. And it does push back your ink some wherever you put it down, but that's what makes the little fine lines and veins in the brass, is it pushing back your ink. If if you decide to try this and your brass runs around, it's not a big deal. See, that one ran right there. So I just chase it down and keep it going. Because when I put the alcohol on the brass, which I am trying to put alcohol on the brass. I can't remember if I said that or not. I'd stop putting it on the ink much, but I am dipping my brush in, can you all see that? Yeah, my little alcohol there in that little pot, just to help push it back so that I don't have thick streaks of the brass. I'm just turning it, trying to see where next. Don't forget when you're using your brass to be sure you shake it pretty frequently, because it will settle. For those of you who are new, you will end up with all the metallic part of it settling into the bottom of your container, whatever you're using it in, whatever kind of bottle you're using it in. There are people out there who are probably much, much better at doing this on glass than I am. This is Just something that I don't generally do. Don't generally do it on glass. I guess because, I don't know why actually. I enjoy it. It can be very fun and relaxing. As a matter of fact, I'll tell y'all, this is kind of funny. I like flavored creamer in my coffee. And one of my favorite things to do is to mix vanilla and chocolate creamer together in my coffee. I don't like it just pure chocolate because it's too much chocolate. I do like just vanilla too, but I like the two mixed together. And so I had an empty creamer bottle that the other day I was just, wanting to play around, but wasn't in the mood to do a video. So I took my empty creamer bottle, decided I was gonna paint it and use it to put where I could mix my creamers in that one bottle instead of little out of this bottle, little out of that bottle. And so yeah, I painted a trash creamer bottle so I could use it. And then I've ended up not using it because I didn't use colors that were compatible with the color of the lid, which was red. And I did it in like blues, purples, and greens, though. So it doesn't look good with the lid on it. So I think I'm just gonna have to buy myself some kind of a little container so I can mix my stuff in. And I may end up painting it just for the fun of it. I'll show you my creamer bottle. It's sitting over here. But this is also good to show you all. I mean, you can paint on anything that's non-porous with alcohol inks. See, here's my my creamer bottle. Oh, interesting. So I just did the inks on it and then sprayed it with some Camar. And that's what I will do with this. I will be spraying it with Camar, probably at least 3 coats of Camar, and then the Krylon UV Archival, which is my favorite top coat to use, just to help give it some more, got too much alcohol there, to give it some more UV protection, since these inks are not UV resistant at all. They definitely have to be sealed with something. You need to do the Camar first if you're new, because that seals your inks. A lot of the sprays, the spray varnishes that people use are, they will reactivate your inks because they're not water-based sprays. It needs to be a water-based, not an alcohol-containing varnish that you use. And even, I've had some people ask me about the polyacrylic brush-on varnish. The polyacrylic does reactivate your inks a little bit. So be real cautious using that. And I'm not sure how much of it is the acrylic itself and how much is just because you're brushing it on. I really don't know. I wish I did. I haven't experimented much with that because it's not something I'm interested in doing. I don't want to brush it on. I would a whole lot rather go outside and spray some spray-on varnish on them rather than take the time to sit down and brush the varnish on. Yes, I'm just that lazy. So sorry about that. I think I'm probably gonna stop on this. I don't know. I don't want to get too much brass on it. But every now and then I do see a spot that's just like, yeah, that kind of needs something. I kind of don't like the way that looks or whatever. So I still ended up getting it more horizontal than I wanted. I wanted to have much more different angles of it going different directions. But I got on my little whiny rant there and just sort of lost track of what I was doing. Wasn't paying good enough attention. I'm gonna take my brush and go, I don't want to have hard edges up here at the top. So I am kind of trying to soften this just a little. It actually got up a little farther than I wanted it to anyway, but it's okay. It's not like anything's gonna be touching this part. If you're doing something on a mug or a wine glass or anything like that, do not get it. You don't want this up where somebody's mouth is going to touch or food would come in contact with it. Not this, not the Camar. They're not food safe. I haven't used it, but there is a sort of a resin alternative that I keep hearing about that's supposed to be really good. I think it's called Bright Tone maybe. That's supposed to be food safe. That's based on what I've heard from others. That's what I would recommend if you're doing it on something that could possibly come in contact with food or with the person's mouth. So, I mean, I personally don't want resin in my mouth, so it's something to consider. And I definitely don't want alcohol inks in my mouth either. All right, I think I have just about done all that I'm gonna do to this. Pretty happy with it. I said this was just something I thought might be fun to play with since I had found it on sale. Thought it might be a good thing to mess around with a little bit. So I'm sorry this was more of a whiny rant than a tutorial, but it didn't really require that much tutorial on this. I actually ended up not even using my hairdryer, so it's probably a good thing. That's wild. I don't know if that's from me blowing on it right there. It got a little bit cloudy right there, but that should fix itself whenever I spray it with the Camar, I hope. And it could be just some alcohol residue. See, you can just kind of try doing something like this. Go back over it. There's just a tiny bit of alcohol on my brush. I dabbed it on the pad here to get the excess off. Just go back around and kind of do that. I'm getting that cloudy part off because I'm not sure what that was from. So I won't blow on it this time. Let's see. It looks like it's drying more clear this time, so I'm not sure. That was kind of interesting. All right, folks. Well, I'm done. I'm sorry. And let me say, I love you all. The support that I get from, like I said, like 99.99999% of you all is just amazing. And I'm kind of sitting here trying not to cry at the moment. So you can see I'm very emotional today. I love you guys. Y'all are awesome. The amount of love that I get from almost all of you is what keeps me doing this, you know, because let me tell you, making YouTube videos is a pretty thankless job. And I would make more money going to work part-time in a fast food restaurant than I make off of YouTube. I mean, like, way more money. So, I mean, I do it because I enjoy sharing what I'm doing. And all of you all, you know, have gotten to feel like friends. I recognize a lot of y'all's names, people who have been watching me since you know, were among like the first 10 subscribers that I had, that, you know, and even the first 100 subscribers, and you all have just hung in there with me, and you still watch my videos, and I don't know how you all are not insane by now. So, but anyway, thank you all so much. Thank you to every one of you who has watched my videos. I do appreciate it. And I really appreciate the love that I get. And I apologize for all the comments that I don't answer. I do read through them, and I always have the best of intentions to come back and, you know, answer questions and say thank you and all that. And then, you know, life gets in the way and things get busy, and it's like, oh my gosh, I've got 100 comments that I need to answer, and I'll get to 2 or 3 of them, and then something else, you know, comes up, and I have to take care of life. And then the next thing I know, there's an additional 50 comments added to the ones that I didn't get to before, and it just sort of snowballs on me sometimes. So, all right, well, I hope that you all enjoyed watching the painting of this. I'm sure you didn't really enjoy listening to me that much today. So thank you all again. I love all of you, and I hope that every one of you has a really great day. Bye, everyone.